Hey guys, Sintar here. From the moment when Elder Scrolls 6 announcement was made until now, I had really mixed feelings. Obviously, I was insanely happy to see my favorite game series is officially continued now. And while literally any information about the game is now available, one scene worries me, at least for now. Teaser was short and looking great, of course, but somehow I got a fleeting thought like, it is looking very similar to Elder Scrolls Online trailers. The key question here is not even was it similar or I was just hallucinating, but will Bethesda make Elder Scrolls 6 on a really new engine? Engine issues is what Bethesda was being criticized during almost a decade, as actually Elder Scrolls game's engine was not changed since Morrowind. Yes, it was upgraded, tinkered, expanded a bit and renamed, but the fact is still a fact. Already, as for Skyrim even, Elder Scrolls engine is hopelessly outdated. I'm not even talking about crashes. Today, thanks to modding community of Skyrim that fixed dozens of engine bugs as well, releasing various stability mods, I'm playing with more than 700 mods in my Skyrim Legendary Edition, and my last crash was literally 2 years ago, while people who are not so deep into modding can simply use Special Edition and so on. I'm talking about graphics and its many aspects, and it is not even about the textures quality, it is much deeper. Meshes, polycounts, lighting, shadows, and up to couple of dozens visual effects and shaders not supported by current engine or supported really bad. We can partially fix this issue with EMB and various graphic mods, and Skyrim can look amazing, but still, some scenes cannot be fixed by any, even the most experienced modders, simply because that's already beyond the game limits. Should I mention collision like, hey man, we just ran through a small tree now? Or the grass clipping through everything so literally that is just funny. How about lighting issues when the game engine simply cannot render more than decent amount of lighting sources, causing flickering in many places? How about making normal LOD system, so we don't have to play with depth of field all the time, constantly blurring the background to not see these ugly LODs? Yes, once again this can be partially fixed by DyndaLOD, but it's still very noticeable. How about the fact grass in-game simply does not have LODs at all, so if you will set up some bigger field of view or just decide to look on your modded landscape's beauty from the high spot, oh well. How about fixing skeletons and meshes issues, allowing weapons or armor parts to not stick through the clothing? How about the shadows? Yeah, the magnificent Skyrim shadows, often looking not like shadows but just a flickering black spot of more or less similar form to its owner. And of course the seams. One cannot just not mention the seams, because no matter how good and how many texture mods you will install, you will still see this, and this. Or even, are you ready? Something like this. Come on, that's ridiculous. What do I see when thinking about how Elder Scrolls 6 should look like? A few days ago I stumbled on the really beautiful engine presentation. I'm not saying it is exactly what should be used for Test 6, but what I'm saying that it is maybe one of the most realistic looking graphic showcases I ever seen till now. It is called Book of the Dead. The key scene here is everything we now are looking on is an actual in-game experience. To say more precise, it is something close to visual novel, a first-person interactive story made in-game. Here, you can simply see everything what I was talking about. That's how the modern engine really affects the game visuals, making it look absolutely realistic. Something like textures resolution may be even lower than most of modded Skyrim setups, but it's all about modern visuals and shaders, high poly counts and realistic objects physics, which combined together are giving us absolutely stunning look. A little tip. Maybe it will be a good idea to pause the video on the moments I'm talking about, so you can look and see what do I mean exactly to see these little details. Look how the grass is moving under the strong wind. It is really flowing, so you can almost see this grass river flowing under your feet. Look on the player's shadow. and the stone to the left, how sunset lighting falls on it, illuminating only one its side with a warm light, and how seamlessly the lighting moving on the ground covers in overall. Look on the god rays, that dust particles you can see through them, and how these god rays are swaying because their position is determined by tree crowns and treetops which are constantly moving. Look how the lighting and shadows are moving during that short time-lapse like time transition. How the treetops and grass are swaying under the wind, and moreover, it is clearly noticeable that the sway is different from time to time depending on the wind strength. The lighting transitions when player is looking up and down are seamless as well. Lighting is not jumping from one state to another one. And talking about the seams, just look on these ground covers. Grasses, rocks and stones, small and big, you simply can't notice a single seam here, and together with the great stone's poly count is giving such a realistic image, so you want literally to touch these rocks. The shadows are worthy a separate mention once again. They are just marvelous, and each smallest surroundings change is seamlessly projected on them via amazing shadows and lighting flow. The meshes and textures on that tree trunk are looking absolutely photorealistic. Well, everything around is looking photorealistic. The best part here is that you can't even notice the transitions. They are absolutely seamless and smooth, and exactly that's why it is all looking so great. In the end, the animations of this a bit creepy creature's movements and body fluctuations are really smooth. I also want to add that this minigame demonstration was made using the latest Unity engine, which, in general, is considered as an engine for more like mid-range games. That's why it is really popular in indie market. If Unity can already make things like this, just imagine how great are the maximum capabilities of engines like Unreal Engine 4 and so on. Whatever engine Elder Scrolls 6 will be made on, it would be simply a dead end making it on the old engine again. The demonstration I showed to you now was only an example, but still, just imagine how amazing would Elder Scrolls 6 look built on the engine similar to this. What great aesthetical and immersive gameplay experience we all could have in open world game like Elder Scrolls 6 will be. Well, that was my 5 cents, folks, but I'm really curious, what do you think about this? How Elder Scrolls 6 should look like in your opinion, on what engine you can see it, and so on. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to enable channel notifications and join our Discord to always stay in touch. Scimitar Gaming here, signing out.